that we have since established a multidisciplinary task team to unravel what really happened. This investigation was informed by the fact that we were confident that since the start of Operation Vala Umgodi, and since illegal miners had been resurfacing from underground, whether assisted or on their own, we have never experienced an escape. So our investigation was premised on the belief that Tiger or the suspect could only have disappeared or escaped with the assistance of our members who were there on the day when he resurfaced. You will recall that this particular individual resurfaced from underground on the last day of the rescue operation by the Man Rescue Services. And he was immediately, like all others, placed under arrest. It was only when they were supposed to be charged to appear in court that we realized that he was unaccounted for. Our investigation from the multidisciplinary team has since confirmed that indeed some of our members who were on duty on that day have a story, and they have to appear and explain what really happened. We are here today to come and inform you that following this investigation, 4 of our members who are on what we call detached duty for Operation Vala Umgodi in Stilfontein have since been arrested, and they have been charged with 2 counts. The first count being that of defeating the cause of justice, and the second count being aiding a prisoner to escape. The 4 suspects have since appeared before the Stilfontein Magistrate Court, and they have since all 4 been granted bail of 1,000 rand. They are expected to appear before court on the 5th of March 2025. I can say that our investigation is proceeding very well, even though we have not yet managed to locate the fugitive, that is Tswaedi. We are confident that before the next court appearance of these 4 members, we would know exactly what happened and why is this suspect. So we are dealing with this matter, and we are sure that we will really unravel what happened. I thank you.
Thank you, General. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for you to pose questions. So we can start with you, Tebogo. Just state your name and the media house, then you ask a question.
Thank you so much. My name is Tebogo from SABC News. Just to find out, these 4 police officials, did they in any way perhaps confess or concede to having helped him to escape? And then number 2, if you may just refresh us as to the bodies. We know at this point the total is 89. We were told that only 2 from last year were positively identified. We saw a statement yesterday. Please do confirm if none of the remaining bodies have been identified.
No, thank you very much. Let me start with the issue of the corpses that were recovered. You will recall that at the conclusion of the rescue operation, when we were briefing the media, we informed South Africans and everybody that a total of 78 corpses were brought to the surface. I can confirm here today that out of the 78 that were still with the pathological services of the Department of Health, all 78 autopsies or postmortems have been conducted. The challenge, according to the pathologist, is that all of them were in what is called the advanced state of decomposition, Therefore, it has been very difficult to positively identify whose remains are that. This is also made difficult because the majority of those that resurface from underground are undocumented migrants in South Africa. We suspect and we believe that with the autopsies that have been performed, the majority, if not all of these 78, none of them is South Africans, because we have also not received any complaint from anyone in South Africa claiming that their next of kin were underground and therefore they are unaccounted, because it will assist us in the drawing of DNA to also establish and do comparative analysis. So that's where we stand. What I can also bring to your attention is that despite the conclusion of the mine rescue plan, we have since, because you'll recall that the mine rescue services, when they terminated their operation, they indicated to the South African Police Service and to the government that they have combed the surface and they were satisfied that there were still no bodies underground, there were still no illegal miners. But contrary to what has been said, we saw the beginning of this week at Margaret Shaft, one corpse being brought to the surface on the 27th. And then the following day we saw two miners emerging from underground, and then yesterday 3, which brings the total to 5. We have since placed those 5 miners under arrest and we are interviewing them. What I can say is that they have indicated to us that there are some of their colleagues who are still underground, but we have also observed that these 5 miners, none of them came up showing signs of being emaciated, being hungry, which says then that there are still enough food underground. And therefore, this was a ploy by those people who went to court and said that, no, the miners are being starved to death. You will be given the opportunity when these miners appear before court so that you can also talk to them, because it is clear that this operation will continue, like I have indicated, that we believe that we are just scratching the surface insofar as the illegal mining is concerned.
On touching on whether those 4 police officers indicated in any way that indeed they did assist Tiger to escape?
Yeah, without necessarily getting into the evidence that is still to be presented in court, what I can say is that before we even effected arrest, because at the time when I indicated that we were conducting investigation, I know that members of the public, the media, were eager to say, why the delay if you are confident that this could have only happened through your own. We conducted a thorough investigation, and only after consulting with the National Prosecuting Authority, we were satisfied based on the evidence that we have. What I can say is that they don't deny that they were at a particular point in possession or Tiger was under their custody, but that evidence still has to be led in court.
Thank you, General. Okay, Refile.
General, I wanted to ask, when were the 4 arrested, and now that they have been granted bail, what's going to happen? Are they going back to work, or what is going to happen from now? And then, because we need to allow the court process to unfold, whether we will come guilty or not, what is going to happen to them?
The 4 members were arrested this morning, and they appeared immediately before court. As I say, we were guided and assisted by the National Prosecuting Authority. The members will immediately be withdrawn from the operation. As I have indicated, these are the members who came here on detached duties. In other words, they were deployed from elsewhere to come and work in Stilfontein. They are not members from the Northwest Province. So in terms of internal police processes, we have since notified their commanders where they come from so that they can be withdrawn. And then internal disciplinary processes have already commenced so that would be the decision of their command where they come from, but we have provided them with all the evidence that we have collated against these members.
Any other question, colleagues, or Tavisho?
Tavisho Moss from SABC. Previously, the police have indicated that there might be some kingpins even on the surface, not only underground at the time. But with regard to that, I just want to check if there are any other, suspects or kingpins that you might be investigating or following any leads to arrest kingpins on the issue of illegal mining in Stilfontein.
Yeah, this is a multidisciplinary, broad-based investigation, as I've indicated previously. And I based this on the evidence that is available to everybody, that in the main, what you have been briefed on is on the arrest of what we call foot soldiers, the Zamazamas. But the evidence that is there at our disposal in terms of these Zamazamas are not the final destination of the gold that they bring from underground. So we have sort of broadened our investigation, and we believe that very soon the real mastermind will be brought before court. All that we are doing is to make sure that we tick all the right boxes, and we make sure that we don't leave anything to chance, so that when we arrest these ones, then we have watertight cases against them.
Thank you, General. Are we done, colleagues? Platinum TV, we have just arrived, unfortunately.
Maybe if the brigadier can just summarize it for them also. That's it.
No, I think they can still have a one-on-one with General. Yes. So I want to believe that you are covered, colleagues.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you, General.
Thank you.
Brings us to the end of this media briefing. Those who want to have interview with General one-on-one, we still have the opportunity. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we come out of that briefing. Northwest Acting Provincial Police Commissioner Major General Patrick Asaneng briefing the media then, just giving an update on the Stilfontein Vala Umgodi Operation held recently, of course, announcing there that 4 members of the SAPS have been arrested this morning on various charges and in their involvement in terms of the illegal miners there in Stilfontein. You'll recall, of course, over 1,000 miners were arrested not too long ago. Earlier, recently, in fact, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu confirming to media on the sidelines of the First Cabinet Lekgotla that the operations at Stilfontein were concluded and that the DMR, that's the Department of Mineral Resources, is now pursuing the owners of the mine, also saying that the security cluster led by the DMR will intensify its fight against illegal mining.